Put meaning in your music making. Put meaning in your life, serving a greater good. Whatever the competitivity and the ambition, put meaning in everything you do, because it has to be the translation of your commitment, your involvement through your betterment in service of the muse, in the case of music making, of your behaving self-critical, turn towards improvement of understanding, performing, composing, writing, understanding, teaching, transmitting music, not only as a tool, but beyond a language, as a community of humans, like sports, philosophy, literature, visual art. Art is translation of life and life's inner world, which animates us all at all levels. The drive. When the technicity of music making becomes an end by itself, since it's so difficult to be well, then the purpose that you achieve through this means is lost. It's not an easy thing to take in account in daily life, in hourly practice, in planning opportunities for music sharing, competing, performing, reimagining what the musical experience is to us, from entertainment to reflection to a sense of soundtrack of life, if it were for music. Not only as a background for storytelling like films, but also not only as an exaltation of the soul by singing, by dancing, by sharing a moment of escapism from our life's duties or what we consider to be what we need to do. Everybody puts a different meaning to the meaning of what means to them to do what they do. And that's fine. I'm not at all preaching any kind of obligational service to the muse in the case of being a musician, but inevitably when you put in your art form a dedication to self-betterment, to understand better the text, to play or perform better the text, whatever you consider being better, more authentic, more pleasing, more virtuosic, more connecting with the audience, more in tune with your being, so that what you do and what you are just like in faith or in any belief. You become the instrument of your thought process, of your spiritual uplifting, of your thinking for what is way beyond you, from before and after you. And the fact that you realize that you're just passing through doesn't exonerate us from being aware of the importance of giving the earnest, at best, of meaningful service to our fellow humans. As humans, as well as the case of musicians, artists or craftsmen, or at any level where the music communicates its message, its atmospheric well-being, its excitement, its daydreaming even as well. At so many levels, music is, and it's difficult to define what it is, but it's a proteoform situation where you're living with music like you live with breathing, or you live with drinking water, or you live with expectation of love, and you live with respect for the others, and you compete to become your best as well as among each other, um, trying to remain dedicated and driven without to become obsessively competitive and possibly forgetting the purpose of the betterment in the first place. And I find that in music schools, since I'm involved in teaching for so many decades, many times people forget the purpose of it. They take it as a sport, which is by itself also a spiritual uplifting through the body, just like dance is, or ballet, or modern dance, or any dance. In other words, whichever form our body takes to express the exaltation of our soul, or the focused energy to express what our predecessors imagined translating through music of their life's experience, their spiritual experience, their faith experience. So we reproduce a lot more than we produce today compared to then, because of the means of recording, of performing, from editions that are published with a lot of explanations, where we are given a lot of tutorials about everything, but ultimately towards for us to free ourselves from all of these knowledge in order to serve the music without limits. I know. I get overly lyrical in my naivete to think that things are romantically greater than us in our humanity and respect of our diversity, if it's faith or it's ideology or it's confraternity and sorority and brotherhood of humanity, since music is supposed to be. And I don't say that without believing it. It's just that it's a cliche a little bit, that it's an international, universal language. Even so, we have to apply all our humanity and our meaningful commitment to what we do, from an exercise to a lesson, to a performance, to a composition, to adjacent art, to other artworks where music becomes the reflection of a storytelling or of an atmospheric being. Music is, after all, for musicians, not only means but an inspiration through a combination of pulse, rhythm, pitches, harmonies, melodies. It's an invitation for a cultural imagination journey from different folkloric backgrounds of music, or combination of music from different ethnic groups, and how music becomes merging of styles and genres, as well as of humans who make it, enjoy it, teach it, perform it. It fulfills through music something very soulful for us humans. It makes us touch daily something of the mystery of the existence, of life, of the planet, of time, and the enmarvelment in front of nature and its beauty or cruelty as well sometimes, the way things are, where we fit in them in the clock of the grand clock of things. But I still think that it's very important to keep in mind through all this awareness, which is sometimes mesmerizing and almost scary, given the proportions of the infinity of the universe and our place in all that, that individually caring for the art that we serve, we put all our meaning of being in self-respect and in respect of each other, besides and beyond the respect for those whom we serve through the music, from the past composers to the present students. Serve music honestly, earnestly, meaningfully, with all what makes us fellow humans. It's touching to see how what it meant to be human in past centuries was translated through theater plays, art forms of different writings, legends, myths, fiction, storytelling, narration, faiths, acceptance and ritualization of death and birth, understanding the chain of life, if not understanding, accepting the finitude ultimately, and feel it with so much meaning, so that somebody's paper scratched with some signs centuries ago can transmit deep meaning to people today when they're able to decipher it, to hear it, to play it, to act it, to inspire their own behavior through it, to see what is universal through time changing and times immemorial. That was in the blink of a moment of the time, of their time, kept encoded in some written form that reached us. That it was meant to reach us, or is it just placed there for their own usage, is difficult for us to know how much they projected themselves in us hundreds of years later, and comparably for us to imagine what will be left of all of these strives in hundreds of years now from here in the future. But that's perhaps not essential, since we have no reach to it. We only can hope to do the meaningful translation of our inner worlds, to extract the best from us that we consider essential, meaningful. And it's so touching and moving that it becomes meaningful in the present time of people centuries after, outside of all contexts, outside of all translations, of all dead languages, of all styles and genres and passing of fashions and everything. What did it mean to them to mean so much to them that they had to live it, from drawings on caves to music on paper to tablets with texts of tongues we don't understand, or mathematical equations, or awareness of celestial factors. So if at our small level of our individuality we put meaning to what we do when we serve music in this case, I think we are fulfilling something towards us and towards each other. No matter how difficult, challenging, repetitive, daunting, and sometimes apparently hopeless it might appear, so much it is compared to what we can in our time. The proportions can be easily discouraging, everything being so ephemeral, but while being told, being transmitted, being lived, being shared, being received, we become the vibrant membranes of the timeless bank of humanity, the food for thought, the inspiration, the way they look at things with their ways of understanding the world or perceiving the miracle of it, or reacting to their daily life situations in which they were involved inevitably, and we are outside of their dailiness. But something is left that becomes so meaningful out of context to us today, and it's our own present with their own legacy, even if it's difficult to be agreeing how we're supposed to perform it, understand it, read it, phrase it, articulate it, sing it, play it, organize it, repertoriate it. Not everybody agrees how it's supposed to be done. But that's okay, because I find that so very much more meaningful, that it can be the same text can mean so many different things to so many different people with their individual full self-giving to it. Okay, they can agree to disagree, or they can disagree with disagreement. And sometimes it gives room for heated debates, and it's not supposed to be that way, or the tradition this, and I know better, and I was told or taught the way that is supposed to be. And beyond all that means that it means to us so much that we involve ourselves in the meaning of it for us, and how we make it, transmit it, translate it, transform it. Thank you.